You've been told to sit still, to breathe, but no one ever told you why. In this chapter, we go beyond the surface of meditation. You'll discover the science, the spirituality, and the silent power of simply being present. This is Chapter 3 of Rewiring the Mind, and what you're about to hear might change the way you experience every moment of your life.
Chapter 3: Meditation, Tools and Benefits for Healing. Take a comfortable seat, close your eyes, and draw a slow, deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. This simple act is at the heart of meditation, a practice that is both ancient and thoroughly modern. Ancient because spiritual traditions around the world have used meditation for thousands of years to cultivate peace and insight. Modern because scientists today have been studying meditation with MRI machines and EEGs, finding hard evidence of its benefits. Meditation is a bridge between body and mind, and it's one of the most accessible healing tools we have. In this chapter, we'll explore what meditation really is. Hint, it's not about stopping your thoughts. How it helps heal trauma and stress, and how you can begin a practice even if you've never tried it before. By the end, you'll see meditation not as a chore or a mystery, but as a practical skill, one that can literally reshape your brain for the better and nurture your spirit. What is meditation? Meditation is often shrouded in stereotypes. Perhaps you picture a monk on a mountaintop or a yogi twisting into a pretzel pose. In reality, meditation is simply training the mind. Just as exercise trains the body, meditation develops mental muscles like attention, focus, and compassion. At its core, meditation is about cultivating a state of relaxed, alert awareness. You learn to observe your thoughts and feelings without getting swept away by them. As one definition puts it, meditation involves focusing your mind on a particular object, like the breath, a word, or a sensation, and gently bringing it back when it wanders. It's a practice of being present. There are many forms of meditation, and you can choose one that resonates with you. Some common types include mindfulness meditation. Focus on your breath or bodily sensations and observe thoughts as they arise, letting them pass without judgment. Loving kindness meditation. Generate feelings of compassion and love towards yourself and others by repeating phrases like, "May I be safe," "May I be happy." Transcendental meditation, TM. Use a mantra, a repeated word or sound, to transcend ordinary thinking. Guided imagery. Follow along to a recorded meditation that guides you to visualize calming scenes or healing processes. Yoga and Qigong. These involve meditation in movement, coordinating breath and motion mindfully. Prayerful meditation. For those spiritually inclined, repetitive prayer or contemplation can be a form of meditation that focuses the mind on the divine or on gratitude. All these techniques share the element of focus and return. The mind will wander, that's a guarantee, and the practice is noticing it wandered and gently returning to your focus point, breath, mantra, etc., without self-criticism. This act of returning, over and over, is like a bicep curl for your brain's attention centers. Over time, it makes your mind stronger and more flexible. How meditation heals. Meditation might feel peaceful, though sometimes it's actually hard work. But what's happening under the hood? Research has revealed remarkable effects. Regular meditation leads to changes in both brain and body that counteract the impacts of trauma and stress. Here are some key findings. Reduces stress and anxiety. Meditation has been shown to lower levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. Subjectively, people report feeling less anxious and more emotionally stable with practice. In fact, some studies suggest meditation can be as effective as medication for anxiety in certain cases, though one doesn't necessarily replace the other without medical guidance. It's not magic. It's that meditation teaches your nervous system how to dial down more quickly after getting aroused. Instead of stress reactions lingering for hours, a trained mind can find calm sooner. Improves mood and depression. By fostering a non-judgmental awareness, meditation helps break cycles of rumination, those repetitive negative thoughts, "I'm not good enough, things will never get better," etc., that fuel depression. Research indicates increased activity in the prefrontal cortex, the rational brain, during mindfulness practice, which can regulate the overactive emotional centers that often plague depression. Many people who meditate report an overall improvement in mood, more frequent feelings of contentment, and better ability to cope with emotional lows. Eases physical pain. Amazingly, meditation doesn't just affect emotional pain, but physical pain perception as well. It seems to change our relationship to pain. By focusing the mind and relaxing the body, meditation can raise pain tolerance and reduce the suffering component of pain, the part amplified by anxiety and resistance to the pain. Some studies have shown benefits in chronic pain conditions through mindfulness programs. Instead of pain completely overwhelming you, meditation teaches you to observe the sensations with some detachment, often reducing the anguish associated with them. Lowers blood pressure and improves health. Meditation engages the rest and digest parasympathetic nervous system. Regular practice can modestly lower blood pressure and improve heart rate variability, a measure of a healthy, responsive heart. It's even been linked to better immune function. For example, people who meditate have shown stronger antibody responses to vaccines in some studies, hinting that calmer minds may bolster the body's defenses. The Harvard Medical School has noted that certain types of meditation can ease conditions like irritable bowel syndrome or fibromyalgia, which are exacerbated by stress. Rewires the brain. Neuroplasticity. This one is key for us. Brain imaging studies by neuroscientists, including a famous researcher named Sarah Lazar at Harvard, have found that meditation can actually change the structure and connectivity of the brain. For instance, an 8-week mindfulness meditation program was shown to shrink the amygdala, the fear center, and thicken the prefrontal cortex, the area for focus and self-control. Another study with people suffering from anxiety found that after mindfulness training, their brains showed increased connections between the amygdala and prefrontal cortex. Effectively, the brain strengthened its own calming pathway, and participants' exaggerated fear responses quieted down. These findings are groundbreaking. They prove that we can reverse some of trauma's impact on the brain through practice. Meditation is a prime example of harnessing neuroplasticity for healing. In summary, meditation addresses the exact problems trauma and stress create. It calms the hyper-alert alarm system, lifts the numbing fog of depression, and empowers you with a sense of inner control. It's like giving your brain a soothing bath and a training session all at once. Importantly, meditation also has a spiritual dimension for many people. In the stillness of meditation, some experience a sense of connection to their deeper self, to the divine, or simply to the present moment's richness. This can restore a feeling of meaning that trauma steals. Even if you're not religious, sitting in quiet awareness often brings a feeling of peace that's, in itself, healing to the spirit. You might feel a gentle reawakening of hope or a realization that in this moment, you are okay. Those moments add up, teaching you that the present can be a safe refuge. Real-life example. Consider Maria, a trauma survivor who used to be tormented by flashbacks and insomnia. She started a simple meditation routine, 10 minutes each morning, focusing on her breath. The first weeks were challenging. Her mind raced, and sitting with eyes closed brought up anxious feelings, but she persisted gently. After about 2 months, Maria noticed that her flashbacks had lessened in intensity. When they came, she found she could take deep breaths and watch the images without feeling completely lost in them. Her sleep improved as she practiced a brief body scan meditation at night to relax. Encouraged, Maria joined a local meditation group for support. Over time, her sense of self shifted from "I am a broken victim" to "I am a resilient person who can find calm within." Meditation was not a standalone cure, but it became a cornerstone of her healing, giving her stability and confidence to also engage in therapy and reconnect with friends. Maria's story mirrors outcomes researchers have documented. With consistent practice, meditation can reduce PTSD symptoms and foster a stronger sense of self-control. Getting started. Simple meditation techniques. Now that you know why meditation is so beneficial, let's get into how to do it. You don't need any special equipment or background. You don't even need a lot of time. We'll start with a very basic practice, breath-focused meditation. After that, we'll introduce a couple of alternatives, in case sitting with the breath doesn't click for you. Practice. Basic breath meditation, 5 to 10 minutes. Posture. Find a comfortable position. You can sit on a chair with your feet on the ground, sit cross-legged on a cushion, or even lie down. Though lying down may invite sleep, which is okay if that's what you need, but the aim here is a relaxed awareness. If sitting, keep your back upright but not rigid. Imagine a string gently pulling the crown of your head up. Let your hands rest on your knees or in your lap. You want to be relaxed but alert. Eyes and focus. You may close your eyes if you're comfortable, which helps minimize distractions. If closing eyes makes you uncomfortable, some trauma survivors feel uneasy not watching their surroundings. You can keep them softly open, perhaps gazing at the floor a few feet in front of you. The goal is to reduce visual distraction while not triggering worry. Breathing naturally. Bring your attention to your breath. Inhale and exhale through your nose if possible, but it's fine to breathe through the mouth if you need. Don't try to control the breath at first. Just notice it. Feel the air entering your nostrils, the expansion of your chest or belly, and then the release as you exhale. Follow one full breath from start to finish, then the next. Choose a point of focus. To stabilize attention, pick one aspect of the breath to stick with. Common options. The sensation of air at the nostrils may be a coolness on inhale, slight warmth on exhale, the rise and fall of your belly or chest. You could even count breaths. Inhale 1, exhale 2, up to 10, and then back to 1. Choose what feels most natural and focus there. Mind wanders. Gently return. Inevitably, your mind will start thinking about other things. Did I pay that bill? This is boring. I feel silly. What's for dinner? Etc. This will happen, probably within seconds, especially when you're new. Here's the core skill. Notice that your mind wandered, and without any guilt or frustration, bring your focus back to the breath. If you realize you just spent 2 minutes lost in a daydream, that's okay. The moment of realizing is a rep of mindfulness. Gently escort your attention back to your breathing. Each return is like a bicep curl for your attention muscle. Use anchors for distraction. If you're extremely distracted or anxious, you can use a stronger anchor. For example, you might whisper a phrase on each breath like, breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Or even just in, out. With each inhale, out. This can occupy just enough of the mind to keep it from wandering too far. Time. Continue this process for whatever time you set. It could be 5 minutes to start. You can peek at a timer or use a soft alarm sound to know when you're done, so you don't have to keep checking the clock. Ending. When the time is up, don't jump up immediately. Open your eyes, if they were closed, and take a moment to notice how you feel. Even if you feel a bit frustrated, my mind never shut up. Realize that if you sat and kept at it, you meditated. It's not about achieving a blank mind. It's about the practice of focusing and coming back. Appreciate yourself for taking this time. Try this once a day for a week. 5 minutes each morning, for example, or whatever consistent time you can manage. Like any skill, consistency matters more than duration at first. It's better to do 5 minutes daily than 30 minutes once a week. Common obstacles and solutions in meditation. I can't stop my thoughts. My mind won't go blank. Good news. You're not supposed to stop your thoughts. Minds think, just like hearts beat. The goal is not zero thoughts. It's to not be dragged around by them. If you have to bring your attention back 100 times in 5 minutes, that's fine. Over time, you might find the mind does quieten a bit, but it's a gradual process. I feel too agitated to sit still. This is normal. especially if you're anxious or have PTSD. One approach is to start with movement meditation. For example, try walking slowly in a quiet place, focusing on the sensation of your feet touching the ground, or do some gentle yoga or stretching before sitting. This releases some nervous energy. Even during seated meditation, you can sway slightly or rock if that self-soothes, as long as it's mindful. Emotions or memories flood me when I get quiet. This can happen. If meditation releases a wave of grief or a flashback, you have permission to stop the meditation and comfort yourself. You might switch to a grounding technique. Look around, name objects in the room, hold something that brings comfort. You can also open your eyes or keep a light on. Darkness can sometimes intensify traumatic memories. Build up meditation gradually. Maybe start with just 2 minutes and increase as you feel safer. In parallel, working with a therapist on the trauma will make meditating easier. I keep getting bored or discouraged. The paradox of meditation. It can seem uneventful on the surface, which ego translates as boring. But internally, a lot is happening. If boredom arises, note it. Boredom feels like this, and return to breath. You can also try a different focus, perhaps a guided meditation app to give more structure, or a mantra which gives the mind a toy to play with. Remind yourself why you're meditating: to heal. Sometimes reflecting on your intention, e.g., I meditate so I can be happier and calmer for myself and my loved ones, reignites your motivation. Am I even doing this right? If you're following the general instructions and not deliberately chasing thoughts, you are doing it right. There's no perfect session. One day you might feel deep peace. Another day your brain is like a wild monkey, and both are okay. In fact, the tough sessions, where you grapple with restlessness, are often the ones building resilience. Trust the process and measure success not by what happens during meditation, but by your overall life. Do you notice slightly more calm later in the day? Are you a bit less reactive than before? Those are the signs it's working. Caution. While meditation is beneficial for most, if you have very severe trauma, e.g. a complex PTSD with dissociation, unsupervised meditation could sometimes bring up intense feelings. It might be wise to consult with a therapist about integrating meditation into your healing plan. Sometimes starting with guided meditation, where a teacher's voice keeps you anchored, or meditating in a group can provide a sense of safety. Always feel free to adjust or pause practices if they feel destabilizing. Your well-being comes first. Beyond the breath, other meditative practices. If breath meditation doesn't suit you, that's okay. The goal is to find some form of mindfulness or meditation that you'll actually do, because consistency is what yields benefits. Here are a couple of alternatives. Body scan meditation. This involves mentally scanning your body from head to toe, paying attention to sensations. For example, you focus on your forehead, relax it, move to your jaw, notice tension, let it soften. Neck, shoulders, and so on down to your feet. This practice is deeply relaxing and can be great for those who have trouble focusing on breath. It brings you into your body in a gentle way and can release stored tension. Many guided body scan recordings are available, or you can do it at your own pace. It's also excellent for sleep if done at night. Loving kindness, metta. Meditation. Instead of focusing on breath, you generate feelings of goodwill. You silently repeat phrases like, "May I be safe, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I live with ease." You begin with yourself, which can be hard if you have low self-worth, but do it kindly. Then you extend the same wishes to others, a loved one, "May you be happy." Then perhaps a neutral person like a neighbor or co-worker, and even to someone you have difficulty with, optional and advanced. Finally, you extend it to all beings. This practice is powerful for emotional healing. It can stir up warmth and break down inner barriers. Research suggests loving kindness meditation increases feelings of social connection and positivity. It's a beautiful complement to trauma work, as it directly counteracts feelings of isolation or self-criticism by cultivating compassion. Moving meditation. If sitting isn't your thing, try mindful movement. Yoga is a well-known moving meditation. So is Tai Chi or Qigong. Even taking a slow, mindful walk can be meditative. Feel each footstep, the sway of your arms, the breeze on your skin. Some people find their zen in activities like gardening or drawing. When done with full presence, those too are meditative. The key is not the activity itself, but the quality of awareness you bring. Experiment with these modalities. You might stick to one or rotate them. For instance, do a breath meditation in the morning and a body scan before bed, or do 5 minutes of breath focus, then 5 minutes of loving kindness. There's flexibility. What matters is that you're training your mind to focus and gently return to the present. Consistency over quantity. As you venture into meditation, consistency is your best friend. A short daily practice will likely benefit you more than a long session once a week. It's like learning any skill. Frequency helps rewire the brain. Even 10 minutes a day can make a measurable difference. In fact, a 2024 study found that just 10 minutes of daily mindfulness over 1 month significantly reduced depression and anxiety and improved overall well-being compared to a control group that didn't meditate. Participants in that study also maintained their gains at follow-up, showing lasting change. So, think of meditation as a healthy habit like brushing your teeth, something you do regularly to take care of yourself. If you miss a day, don't beat yourself up. Just start again the next day. The benefits accrue over time, and every session counts, even the bad ones. Meditation as a spiritual practice. Beyond the psychological perks, remember that meditation has a spiritual side if you wish to embrace it. In many traditions, people meditate to feel closer to the divine or to understand the nature of the mind and reality. As you get into deeper, calm states, you might experience moments of profound stillness or insight, sometimes described as feeling at one, or sensing that your personal worries are a small part of a much larger tapestry of life. These experiences can be deeply comforting, instilling a sense that things will be okay. Even if you don't label it spiritual, you might simply notice a greater appreciation for life's little moments, the taste of food, the kindness of a friend, the colors of the sky. That is a form of spiritual awakening, becoming fully present to the miracle of now. Reflection. After some days or weeks of meditating, ask yourself, what changes do I notice? Perhaps you find a bit more space before reacting in anger, or you recover slightly faster from a bout of anxiety. Maybe nothing dramatic, but you didn't curse at the driver who cut you off yesterday, whereas before you would have. That's progress. Also, notice any shifts in how you view yourself. Meditation often brings more self-awareness. You might catch negative self-talk sooner or realize you have been very hard on yourself and start to ease up. Celebrate these subtle victories. They are signs of your mind rewiring and healing. With meditation now in your healing toolkit, you have a practice that directly strengthens your inner stability. This will support everything else you do, from therapy sessions to daily challenges. In the next chapter, we'll dive more into the science behind that rewiring we've been talking about. Neuroplasticity is the brain's capacity to change itself, and it underlies why meditation and other practices work. Understanding neuroplasticity will further empower you. It's proof that you are not stuck. No matter how entrenched a pattern feels, your brain can form new pathways. Chapter 4 will reveal how that works and how you can consciously encourage positive brain changes for growth and recovery. Now that you've begun to still your mind and harness the power of meditation, we'll explore the concept that makes this transformation possible: neuroplasticity. It's the science behind rewiring, showing that your mind can change because your brain is built to adapt. Let's turn to the fascinating world of neurons and change in the next chapter.